podcast there.
You're good.
Gotcha. Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 649. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Fonsod,
Hey, hey.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Hello, hello.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers. We're live on Twitch, and I just got notified. You know why I got notified that we went live? Because I'm subscribed to our Twitch channel. So
Ooh.
subscribe so you can get notified when we go live, and you can watch us and comment and leave us, ask us some questions. And if you missed the live broadcast on Tuesday nights starting at 8 o'clock, you can always go follow us on YouTube, subscribe to that channel, smash the like button, leave us a comment over there. And welcome for the new listeners. I know we have a few new ones here. Welcome. I hope you guys enjoy the movie cast and the game cast this week. We have a good game cast, really good game cast coming up as well, because we have like the Sony thing coming and a lot of probably Tears of the Kingdom to talk about a little bit, but preview that. I'm excited for that. Sorry. But this is the movie cast. So, guys, what have we been watching? I know myself this week, it's a kind of a lull, a calm before the storm. I have like multiple movie tickets next like few weeks to see. Corey and I were going to see Spider-Verse this Sunday, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to see The Flash on the 16th, so that's coming up quick. But other than that, like just normal shows for me. Ted Lasso, that finished. I didn't get to watch the finale yet. So
Well,
I'm
it's
not,
tomorrow. The
Oh, it's
finale.
tomorrow. I was 13 episodes or the 12?
Is it
Oh no,
tomorrow?
it's 12. It is tomorrow. It is tomorrow. You're right.
Yeah, tomorrow.
11. Yep. So I have to finish up with 11 still. But so that's good, and I gotta get back into Barry. I've watched the first few episodes of Barry, and I had to finish that up because I heard that's been very good this season. So that's really it for me, though. Queuing up a
I
bunch
was
of
saying
anime.
tomorrow is Tuesday when we record this, so if you guys are listening to this afterwards, then it could be at any time. But Wednesdays is when Ted Lasso usually comes out.
Correct. Yeah. So Corey, what have you been watching? Anything good?
I watched the movie Air. That is.
I wanted to watch that. Was it good?
Yes, I like it. It's one of those types of movies you don't really you don't see that type of movie too much because it's not really gonna make any money. So
Yeah.
No, they definitely did not make money off it.
no, but it's interesting because it's it's not a document. Oh my gosh, I can't say
Documentary.
that word. Documentary. It's not a documentary, but it's also not fully fictional. It's based essentially, if you don't know, it's the Nike recruiting Michael Jordan and the Air Jordans and the creation of that shoe and the process that took for everyone to get to that point and the way that they changed athlete deals and things like that, because before then, like, you didn't have athletes getting a gross or getting some of the revenue share essentially. So it's the creation of that and the people behind the ideas and what Nike was struggling with, because they were third on the totem pole behind Adidas and Converse, and basketball was basically going to be a dead division for them, and so it was like they went all in on Michael Jordan there, and just that it's the story of that and how that came to be, and it's pretty interesting. It's a good quality. It's dramatized, obviously. I'm sure there are things in this movie that weren't actually said,
Yeah.
stuff like that, but you get the idea of it, and if you really want to know the facts, you can. But I thought it was well acted, well directed, and yeah,
got
this
your
is a
boy
solid
in it.
film. I know he's great. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Jason Bateman, Chris Tucker was really good in it, by the
Yeah.
way.
I haven't seen
I
Chris
was like,
Tucker in something in a while.
what's crazy is like he got a little thicker, but he hasn't changed at all. Like he could totally do another Rush Hour, and
I thought they're doing one. Aren't they prepping for one?
Supposedly.
I think so. That's why. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and
Like, you
after a
totally
while.
definitely get that going. And I'm sure Jackie Chan's fine with it. So
Yeah.
he's doing Karate Kid anyway, so might as well keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's the only thing real of note.
Yeah, that's cool. Like I said, I've been I've queued up a bunch of anime. I accidentally subscribed to Crunchyroll for another month because I did a free trial and I forgot to cancel it. So I'm like, well, at this point, I'm going to watch Gundam and then try Chainsaw Man and stuff like that, which I can see on Hulu as well. But I'm like, well, it's ad free, so I might as well just watch them on there.
Paying for it.
So yeah. So might as well. Whoops, they got me. So that's what they count on. To forget. At least it was only $7.99 for the month, and I'll just watch what I can on it. So, but Tony, what are you watching? Anything good?
I watched The Handmaiden, not to be confused with A Handmaiden's Tale, because that's what I thought. I was confused. I was like, um, but
that reminds me of the Office where she watched what was the Sandra Bullock
28 days.
28 days
later.
I was confused. Sorry, that just reminded me.
Yeah, no, it's exactly right. But The Handmaiden is a loose adaptation of a book called I forget the name of the book. It's not The Handmaiden. But apparently it's so the movie version is about a con artist. It takes place in Korea and during the Japanese occupation and stuff like that. So this Korean con man gets this idea to to marry a rich, eligible, young woman whose parents died and left her all their money at that she will inherit when she gets married or something like that, blah blah blah.
Right.
And he's like, okay, yeah, so I want to make her fall in love with me, get married, and then once we're married and we get the fortune, I'm just going to put her away in like the loony bin and just walk away with all the money and stuff like that. So to do this, he hires the help of it's a small circle of like con artists, thieves, etc. And he's like, goes up to this girl that's a thief and he goes, oh, okay, I want you to be this girl's handmaiden and feed her like information and suggestions and get her to fall in love with me. Like, oh, like you guys are so cute together, blah blah blah, this and the other thing. Isn't he so handsome, blah blah blah. So she goes in on it because if she does this, she's gonna get a certain amount of money.
Piece of the action.
Yeah, piece of the action, stuff like that. So it's about these two characters obviously going to this like rich family and stuff like that, and she lives with her uncle, who's her, I forget if it's her like mom or dad or whatever like that, but yeah. And so then you find out about the young woman and stuff like that, and it's this drama where because like it's like a game of like cat and mouse, because the one girl starts falling in love with the young woman, like the thief falls in love with the eligible woman and stuff like that. Man. So so that it's like a lesbian like love triangle thing like that. So she's trying to like be like, oh, like she's conflicted. She's like, should I go through with this? Blah blah blah. And without giving anything away, because there's twists and turns. It kind of gave me vibes from like what is it?
Parasite.
A little bit of Parasite, definitely a little bit of Parasite, because some of the shit that happens in this, you're like,
this is fucking
but what I was gonna say was Knives Out, where like you slowly get more and more like different
the reveal.
Yeah, the reveals and the character point of views and stuff like that. So by the end, you're just like, oh, okay, and just like stuff like that happens. So it was really good. It was just kind of like one of those things like, oh, here it is. It's like, oh yeah, let's watch this and stuff like that. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Cool. All right, Mike.
I watched, I think, an episode or two more of Titans. I think I'm within 3 or so of the end. There's some multiverse stuff, some cameos that were a little surprising. Cameos and also just clips of other properties, but there's a few cameos. So that's cool. And then because Ashley was mad that I never had watched this, I was made to watch, what's it called? Good Will Hunting. Yeah, that's right.
You've never seen Good Will Hunting?
Never seen Good Will Hunting? Wow.
No, why would I have?
It's a good
classic.
movie?
Yeah.
It's fine, yeah. So I watched it, was fine.
Okay.
It was more about therapy than the math from what I thought going in, but it's cool.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's 100% what it is.
Yep.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, it was alright. Yeah, so I watched a Ben Affleck movie too.
Nice. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
And Matt Damon. That was like the thing I really gave him their like.
Yeah, no, that was it.
For that. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
writing.
No, that was it.
And Rob Williams won an Oscar, so.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's a good talking movie. Where the action is talking, but
yeah. No, I mean Robin Williams is amazing in that. So.
Yeah, he definitely was. Was that like one of his first early like transitions from comedic roles to dramatic kind of things? I guess was that the movie?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, that's still
There's
comedy.
still comedy.
Yeah,
was
it was a joke. It was a
Oh,
joke.
comedy and
Because you can make the argument. Yeah, that's a good movie. That's a fantastic, story movie. But
I mean, he is a sad guy, like
yeah.
60% of that movie.
Yep. So, anyways, all right, let's go box office now, guys. Because The Little Mermaid came out and did very well. Almost $96 million over the weekend.
In America, it did okay.
Yes, yeah, I think it did pretty well actually. For what I was expecting, Mike and I were like, I was saying 60. I think you were saying 70, or was it? Maybe I was thinking 50.
I think I said it might get to 80, but
You guys
yeah.
lowballed the shit out of it. I don't know.
Yes, we
why.
did. I don't know. I just didn't feel like it had enough hype behind it, but it did very well. And,
Not that
it's supposed to be
far off.
it's supposed to be- yeah, you are. You 20 million. That's how far do you want to be off?
I said 80, man.
You
20?
said 70. Go back to the podcast.
I
You
don't
said
think
70.
so. I
Oh,
think
man.
I said it could do 80. We can go
You're
back.
almost 20 million off, anyways. So what's 20? What's 100 million, right?
What did you do?
Tell us,
You
Jim.
said 92. I thought.
Anyways, no, I said 50, 60. I thought, but anyways, so it's supposed to be very good. It's getting great reviews, actually. Despite
Great
the
reviews?
live
I
action.
don't know about great reviews. Cinema
I
Score
think
is
it's
good.
getting. Yeah, that's an A, right? Got an A.
Yeah, Cinema Score got an A, but reviews, I'm pretty
Oh, I
sure it's in
think
like the 65% on Rotten.
Well, I'm
Tomatoes.
hearing great word of mouth from people that have seen it. They loved it. So, I didn't get to
I
go
mean, I
see
hear that the Little Mermaid actress did very well.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, good for her. But I have zero interest in this. And
Yeah.
again, it's just one of those things where I honestly think the appeal of Disney Plus, like them front loading it, just is hurting all their box office stuff. Like Elementals comes out in like what, 2 weeks? Same thing.
Nobody cares.
I I doubt that
That's
reaches
right.
100 million opening
I
weekend.
forgot that was coming out. Actually, I saw an ad for it finally, and I'm like, I'm gonna probably take Arya to see that. And but I completely forgot it was coming out. Like I was like, holy crap! That almost went under the radar for me. If I didn't see the ad, I was like, I would have completely missed it. Until we talked about it on the podcast, I've been like, what is this? So, all right, that's your number one movie. Fast 10 had a 65.6% drop at 23 million, which is in line for the normal drops for that, but it didn't start as high, so it's not doing very well. Guardian still did very well. 20 million had a almost 21 million at 35.8%. I think every drop for that has been phenomenal. It's been fantastic holds, so give it credit.
Yeah, especially with big movies coming out. Yeah.
The further I will comment, like the further I get away from this movie, the more I want to see it again. Like I'm just like I really enjoyed that movie a lot. Like I really would like to see this again. Like it's just they had posted the entire intro is you can watch it. They released it. The company released it, so you can watch that whole Creep song play with Rocket and the whole intro of the movie. Yeah, it's an awesome intro, and then I guess the studio actually officially released it. And you can just watch it. It's great.
Yeah, that's cool.
And you watch that, and you're like, man, I want to see this whole movie again. So, and I'll see it again soon, but not in the theaters probably. I assume it's coming out within like the next 3 weeks in Disney Plus, right? Do they still do that?
I would say probably think July.
Yeah,
probably July 4th weekend. I can imagine.
That'd be 60 days roughly. 60 days.
Yeah.
So that's about right. So, okay, there's your box office. Super Mario Brothers movie at 6.4 still. That's your top 4. Opening, like we had said, next week, Spider-Verse.
This week.
Oh, this week. Yeah, you know what I mean. For the next
It's coming
podcast.
weekend.
Next podcast. Opening Thursday will be Spider-Verse. Impressive. They released some actual artwork today with the animated versions of our famous Spider-Man. You got Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. They all had the animated versions shown on the posters today. So they don't like to keep things too much of a secret, I guess. They just kind of like throw it out there. But
yeah, they want that big money. I mean, I don't blame them,
It does enforce it. Like for me, I'm like, because you get the entire Spider-Verse and you're like, okay, where are these guys? Because I want them in this movie, and there they are. So it's gonna be cool to see that.
Yeah, I mean, having this movie come out right before the game comes out too, is gonna symbiotic
the
relationship.
starting to
Get
ramp
it?
up some of the
Symbiotic relationship.
Oh,
Yeah.
but no, it's we'll talk about it in the Gamecast, but yeah, got to get the advertising out now to coincide with the movie and vice versa. So
Yeah,
they both look good.
Yeah, I'm like, we're gonna talk about this. I'm super excited for that game, and I don't even have a PS5 yet. But I'm super excited for that game. This year is I can't even get into that. No, this year is crazy for games. That really is. I cannot wait for this Gamecast. Like, there's some insane stuff coming this year, and it's already been released. So, but Summer movies though have been actually pretty good. They've been actually very entertaining so far. You know, Fast 10 was a fun movie. Maybe not did that well. You know, I'm actually excited for Transformers. Like I don't know why, but the closer we get to the Beast Wars stuff, the more I'm like, that was like my favorite from the Transformers era was the Beast Wars cartoon. That was like,
Yeah, I mean
that was it for me.
it's that prime, time where people that were kids, when that show was airing, are grown adults now, probably with maybe children of their own. So I think it has a chance to do relatively well. I mean, obviously we're not going to hit the highs of the
Worldwide,
Bayformers ones.
Worldwide, it's gonna do very well.
I hope so. I mean, I don't
You
know.
know that.
Like that's the thing is like China turned their back on a lot of the Hollywood stuff.
They
so
have been, yeah, they have been, yeah.
I
That's
think
true.
it's still got so much appeal worldwide.
No, I definitely do.
Regardless outside.
I'm just being more the cautiously skeptical.
I
Obviously, I want it to do well, but
Yeah.
I still think it does. It's going to do very well.
Yeah.
Plus,
Hopefully.
like, and hopefully they can build off of Bumblebee with it being a good movie and not
yeah, last night or whatever it was.
Yeah. That was such a bad movie.
I mean, I never even watched that one, and I'm a fucking
No,
Transformers.
And
fan.
you're
I
a
was
bigger
just like,
Transformers fan.
I was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
nah, this doesn't look good, guys.
Oof. Yeah. No, it was not. It was not. So, but I am excited for this. Thanks to Bumblebee was a great new start to this. Even though it wasn't, it was kind of a new start. So it's perfect for it.
Yep.
Cool.
I don't know. June's gonna be a bloodbath. I think. Like all these movies cannot be successful.
Well, that's
They
the way it
can't.
used to be. That's the way.
No, I know.
It used to be.
I'm here for it. I'm here for
Yeah.
it because like there's gonna be some winners and there's gonna be some losers, and I don't know.
Elemental's losing. I feel like
Element is losing. Tracking on Flash is not doing too hot right now.
No.
Looking at
70
sub
million, I
100.
think.
Sub 100.
Yeah, 70 million.
Um,
I mean, I'm not expecting that to do well with. I mean, it's funny is, I was at obviously lots of family cookouts over the weekend, and my brother-in-law Matt is a pretty good DC fan. He's a big comic book fan though, and he's just like, man, I want to see. He's like, I'm kind of interested in the Flash, but I really dislike Ezra Miller. I'm like, I don't blame you. I don't blame you right now.
oh wow,
Like,
really? Okay.
Yeah. So that's it's reached more mass appeal knowing his history, and that's gonna hurt this movie. It really is.
Didn't the director come out recently and say like Ezra would be back for Flash 2?
I don't know. I don't think that's.
I saw a thing that said that if there was a
There's
sequel,
nobody could replace Ezra if there was a Flash 2.
Oh,
Bullshit.
interesting.
Bullshit. There have been like 5 Batman, like what, 3 or 4
No,
Superman.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. No, I'm just calling bullshit
this
as it
movie
is.
alone.
Yeah, you got to call out bullshit. I mean,
Yep.
the thing is, like, they're like, I think Michael Keaton's doing more press for this movie, obviously, than Ezra
Oh yeah,
is at this
no,
point.
you don't want him or them to be out there.
Yeah, so it's just like obviously they're gonna say whatever they can to fucking.
Yeah, and I mean you've had 2 Flashes on the screen already.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
like-
So it's like who
they
cares?
shared a screen together.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about Indy. Indy's not looking good to me. I don't know. I think that's gonna be a loser too.
I'm so down on Indy. I'm so down.
I still say, Corey, from last week, I still stand by it. It's going to beat Flash. It's going to.
not gonna beat the Flash.
Well,
They're
hold
both
on.
my-
What are you guys? We
Opening
want to
weekends.
talk about opening weekends?
Opening weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah, opening weekend.
Ooh.
It's going to
Okay.
beat the Flash opening weekend.
What do we think is good? All right. What are we gonna think is gonna be the highest? I think it's Spider Verse.
Oh, you mean for this month? Oh, this
Yeah.
month it has
Let's
to
play a
be-
fun game.
Oh, they kind of did it last week, but like I said, Rise of the Beast is gonna be number 1.
He's not. That's not out of the question. It really isn't. But
We talking domestic or international?
just
Global.
domestic.
If we're just talking domestic,
Domestic
I think,
only.
Yep. And international, I still think Rise of the Beast is going to be number 1, but I think Rise
say
of the
the-
Beast is number 1.
I will say out of the 4, the lowest will be the Flash.
Yeah, I agree
No.
with that. I think it goes.
I mean, I
Mm.
hope it's Indy, but
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be Indy. It's not.
I hope it is. But like at the same time, because no,
It's not gonna be Indy. I'm sorry, man. It's
no.
gonna be. I'm not saying that won't be in the third place. If you're going 4 movies,
It's
that won't be in
I mean,
third,
Flash has
so-
got the hardest hill to climb.
I think that Into the Spider-Verse will be number 1, number 1 movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will go Transformers after that, then Indy, and then Flash.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that ordering.
I think I said Rise of the Beast.
Where would we put Elementals though? I think Elementals.
Oh,
Elemental's
that's a
gonna be
wild card
tough.
though with a kids movie.
I think
Oh,
it's after
versus a kids
Transformers and
movie.
before
Come on.
I
Flash.
still say 50, so I don't think it's gonna be above any of them. I think it'll be 5th.
I think I said last week that Spider Verse would be a little bit lower, but I do think it's gonna be Rise of the Beast now, Spider Verse, probably Elementals, Indian Flash, but I really don't want Indy to beat Flash, even though I think they're probably both gonna be terrible.
It's
I mean,
gonna be
well,
What do
not
you what do you
terrible. I
think
it's
these
gonna be
numbers are
fine.
gonna be? Because Flash could do 100 million.
Oh my god,
Good.
dude. It's not gonna do 100
Tracking
million.
is not looking that way
There's
right
no
now.
way it pulls
The
100 million.
the early tracking was was at 140 at for a second. Now lately they said 70, so I think it could do 100. And
Give me your prediction, Mike. Give us the wild card is the Elementals movie, but what
honestly,
do you think?
I'm down on all of these movies. Really, I think they're all gonna be like. I think Indy does like 40.
How are you down
40?
on Spider Verse though? Wait, how are you down
Opening?
on Spider Verse though?
I mean, I hate Indy, and I don't think
There's
that Indy's
no-
gonna do 40.
I think it's gonna do 4. I think Spider Verse is gonna be like 50, 60, and I think
What?
the Transformers is gonna be similar.
Okay.
That's
So you think the
crazy.
Flash could be the
What?
number one movie? You're going
I
with
think
Flash.
I
so.
don't think
Yeah.
Rise of the Beast hits like close
would
to
be-
100.
This would be crazy if this happens, though.
It
If
could
it
be like
happens, I'll give you
80.
credit. I'll give you credit. I absolutely 100% will call it, like 100% like absolutely give you credit here because
I mean, I think Indy goes over 60. Flash will go over 60. Elementals will probably be in the 70s. Spider Verse. What are we tracking on Spider Verse? I don't even know, but like
I can look
90.
it up. I can get you the
80.
numbers.
I
You
don't.
wanna
I
go
don't
check
think
them
it.
out?
Last I saw, that wasn't going looking too hot.
I can.
I don't.
yeah,
I think Transformers can hit 100.
Let's see.
I don't feel the momentum for that. I don't feel the momentum for
Um,
any of these really.
No, I mean it's not the same. Obviously, coming out of
So they're looking at an 80 million opening for Spider Verse
Yeah,
tracking right now.
hmm I would say that's where I would have thought.
You think Transformers is gonna open over 80?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
No.
I mean, I'm not saying you're not wrong. It can happen. I just don't think it's gonna happen. And I do think
No,
the Flash
I mean, it's based off of the stuff we've seen recently. It's not likely. Nothing's likely. I mean, Fast and the Furious was way down, right? What did Guardians do? Just over like 110, 120? What was it?
I think it was
That it did?
20.
yeah.
Yeah, so just barely getting over 100. So if Guardians can barely get over 100, it's gonna be tricky for anything else to do that.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I'm
Chimed
just,
in and said Spider Verse is the one that
oh, well.
movie that they're looking forward to.
I'm like looking through the box office Reddit here. Let me see. What'd you say? Oh yeah.
Hmm?
Well, yeah, it's definitely looking forward to Churro. It's just like we're trying to figure out like, the thing is like it's appeal for us, like the demographic for us.
It's hard to
as a-
imagine, yeah,
Yeah.
the entire like other people's perspectives. Like you're saying, like Matt, you're not your brother,
Yes,
but
my
your
brother-in-law. Yeah.
brother-in-law, Matt,
Yeah.
is definitely a casual fan of what
He's-
we are
Yes,
into.
he's a superhero fan, but based on like
Right.
Captain
But he-
America's his favorite hero kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it's like,
You know,
well,
I mean,
So- Basic.
hope he doesn't listen to this.
Mm.
But yeah, but it's just basically.
I'm
it
saying, but
basically-
like, yeah, like people like him who are fans of the stuff, but don't really follow it. They'll go watch it here and there, but they don't know. They
Yeah.
don't know Captain America's
I'll say-
actual name, type of thing. Like, those are the people that I'm curious to see what they go out and watch.
All right. So let's finish with some new stuff here. Some fun discussions. This is all like leaks and rumors. Nothing's confirmed. I guess you can call them minor spoilers, but they're nothing. It's rumors. So can it be a spoiler if it's a rumor?
Sure.
Well,
Yes.
then I apologize to those. If I somehow ruin your experience, then I do apologize. I do not intend to do so. But let's read some of these news leaks today, or from the week. Well, one of them, I think, going back to the Transformers, is the G.I. Joe crossover is happening. Apparently, being reported. Like it's the known leakers, the people that like Tony and myself both follow. That's pretty accurate. They're pretty consistent.
Yeah,
with
I
what
mean,
they
I've been
show.
following them for a year or two now,
Yeah,
and they've been
they're pretty.
fairly. I mean, not 100%, but I mean, usually
They're pretty close.
they're pretty
yeah.
close.
So Transformers G.I. Joe crossover, which is something that I think that I've been shocked. it's
I've
taken
been
this
talking
long.
about this for a long
you've talked
time.
about it for a long-
Mhm.
yeah.
Like, especially with Fast and the Furious, at the heyday of Fast and the Furious, I was like, I don't understand why Hasbro's not doing this. Like, they could get the Transformers
it was-
audience and add like the Fast and the Furious type audience by just making this movie.
Yeah, and I think they were going to do it, but then
G.I. Joe, I think,
think,
just
yeah.
crumpled.
Yeah,
You know,
I
at the
think
same time,
the,
that Transformers is kind of like
Mhm.
descending,
Yup.
a little bit too.
I think that the plan was to have a crossover originally, and then things just didn't go so well.
Yeah,
You know,
but especially too
it's
because like they could
crazy.
start that like you know everybody's trying it still and failing, but I mean you could try that interconnected multiverse or not multiverse, but like where it's like you got different properties like the MCU, you can have the Hasbro Cinematic Universe and
And the
stuff
people
like that.
that were in like GI Joe did not want to be in that movie.
No,
I know.
no, no.
Nobody wanted to be.
Nobody wanted to be in
You
that
could
movie.
tell.
But the thing is, like the GI Joe, like I feel like that's something that you don't really need the big name actors. Like
No,
just
no.
get no names or like up and coming like people that are waiting for a breakout hit. You hire them on the cheap, and then you screw them for like a 5-picture deal or whatever.
If you want like a star appeal, you don't have to hire the A-list stars. You can hire somebody who's got a name that hasn't really been in the movies for a
Yeah.
while, and like try to get people back from that. Like you don't have
Yeah.
to pay a lot of money. You can
Or
do it
like
on
a
a good
TV
budget.
actor or something that
Yeah,
wants
yeah,
to.
yeah. Or another wrestler that wants their breakthrough.
I mean, The Rock was in GI Joe already.
No, I know.
Meaning
That's what I'm
that-
saying. You get somebody that's trying to make their break from
Batista's looking for more work.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
yeah. Nah, he's with Gunn now, so I don't
Yeah.
see that happening.
But yeah, so I think that's the low-hanging fruit that they should have been doing for a long time.
Yeah,
But both
absolutely.
franchises, like I said, GI Joe had a pretty good launch. The sequel was terrible. Snake Eyes was probably even worse. Maybe I didn't see that one, so I
Financially, it
can't
was not
that.
very good.
I can't speak for that one.
It's a little bit better than the other movies, but
Like, but Transformers, despite the quality of the films, the up and down, it always did great numbers. So it's like I think they kind of wanted to keep it separate,
Mhm.
just because of that. And now that everything's kind of reset back down to both baselines, I think it's a good time to
No,
roll
yeah,
them out.
absolutely.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
'Cause
do you
then-
think we get a tease in Rise of the Beast?
Mm.
I don't
Maybe.
know. That'd be pretty quick.
It
But
might, maybe there's a little Cobra symbol somewhere.
maybe.
I mean, I think they're better off leveraging Transformers to launch a new GI Joe because I don't think they'll use the existing GI Joe continuity.
No.
I think it'd
Yeah.
be easier
You'd
to
hope not, yeah.
to do that.
Yeah. So, all right. The other news we have is the leaked. and This is all leaks, so you all know. Not ruining it. Leaked Fantastic Four team. So we
I
had
really
talked about
hope
this.
this is wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
Wrong. Please.
Okay, so
Please.
the only problem I have with this leak is the fact that there was a lot of
Only?
reports.
Just
There's a lot
go
of
through it
reports
first.
about okay, so the four people: Adam Driver, Margot Robbie, who's the other ones? Paul Mescal, and David Diggs. So you got Adam Driver as Reed Richards, Margot Robbie as Sue Storm, obviously, Paul Mescal as Johnny Storm, and David Diggs as Ben Grimm, the Thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing for the thing that gives this list credit is the fact that there were so many things swirling about Margot Robbie, jumping on and off, wanting to do the role, then not wanting to, backing on in and out constantly. That when this got posted, it's done. It just seemed, and Adam Driver was reported a lot. It just seems like this is it. This is the list. These are your stars.
Your Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Now, I know you guys don't like the star power. I get it.
Not the star power. It's not the star power. It's who the stars are.
I don't
for me.
hate Adam Driver as Reed Richards. I just don't. I'm like, it's fine. I mean,
I'm sure he'll be fine. It's just whenever I see him, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, it's fucking Kylo Ren, dude." And same thing with
Just
Margot
a
Robbie,
picture
unless
with
she
the
looks
fucking
drastically different. I'll be like,
weird-
"Oh, it's fucking Harley Quinn." Like, I just hate this. I hate this.
Yeah.
Like, no, nothing about these two individuals as actors. It's just I don't want the recognizability. Like, I just want.
Mm-hmm.
You want like the other two where I don't really
Yeah,
know these.
I
other
don't
two
know. Yeah,
actors.
exactly. I don't
Yeah.
know them well, and
Yeah. I mean, I guess the Johnny Storm actor is pretty popular, but I don't know who he is. And I mean, I thought those two. That's a great choice for those two, so I thought that's cool. But I mean, I get your point. I just obviously I feel like they're going to be good. I just don't.
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
I don't.
This
don't
is
know
just a
Margot
knee-jerk
Robbie
reaction.
like
I mean, we're not. Again, this is a rumor. We don't know confirmed. It's just like hearing that, I was just like, ugh, like, and that's literally what I said. I was like, ugh, like, oh god, I don't want this. But I mean, we'll see. It's
I mean,
at the end of the
would
day.
rather have John Krasinski and Emily Blunt than these two.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
many
No.
podcasts ago, I was arguing that I'd like Adam Driver as Doctor Doom. I think I mentioned that multiple times on older podcasts. So for me, and I still would prefer that. But
I think he's too young looking for me. But
Yeah.
go with it. What do you got, Mike?
I don't know. I do think if you want to compare just Krasinski versus Driver, I think Adam Driver could more easily sort of portray a very hyper smart weirdo that Reed Richards is supposed to be than
I mean,
Krasinski.
unpopular opinion here, guys, but I didn't think Krasinski was that good when he was finally got
No,
his
no,
chance.
that's not an
He didn't
unpopular
do
opinion.
anything.
Everyone's just like, oh, this
There's
is a
nothing.
really dumb looking Reed Richards. Like he
Yeah,
seemed dumb.
I didn't think he did
So,
that well. So I'm okay with somebody
I
else
mean,
taking on the
I
role.
mean, he
Well,
didn't have that
I
much
don't care if it's
material.
somebody
Yeah.
else.
Yes,
I mean,
he didn't have much. You're right.
he didn't
But
do anything.
yeah,
Like,
no,
it's
no,
fine. Get
but
somebody else. It just don't get Kylo Ren, the face of your
I
Star
do agree with
Wars
that.
franchise. There,
That's what it like. He was
don't get him.
he's like one of the central faces for the last 10 years of Star Wars, and it's like okay, cool.
I get it. I get that.
I mean, that's the
absolutely
thing.
over.
It's,
Mhm. And
I mean, I'm still
I-
excited for a Fantastic Four movie though, and
I don't
because I want to see something great. I really do.
I don't mind the casting as much. Not as hung up on the fact that you see actors and know them from other stuff, but also I just kind of don't care at this point about Fantastic Four, so whatever.
Yeah. Let's go to the X-Men then, Mike. Can we get some toast on Twitter? Who is actually like again the my time to shine is who Tony and I always follow, but they actually said follow this person. They really know what they're talking about. And then shortly after, this person leaks that Hugh Jackman's Wolverine won't be the only X-Man returning for Deadpool 3. Halle Berry, Famke Jensen, James Marsden will all reprise their roles for Storm, Jean Grey, and Cyclops. I'm not shocked. I don't think I'm shocked by this at all. Like I think this is great, actually.
I mean,
but
I'm
I
sure
think
it'll be a
Tony, I think
glorified
your theory-
cameo, but
Yeah, but no, Tony, go with your theory. Like, I think your theory is sound. Go
Yeah,
on.
I forget where. It might have been one of the two accounts, but I read somewhere a while ago that Deadpool 3 was going to be just like Deadpool kills the Fox, X-Men verse and stuff like that. And I was like, that's an interesting choice. And like it kind of would fit in with.
It's got the time machine now. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So and especially with how like was it the time what is it the association the time
Oh,
police or
at the time cops. That's all I know them as. But yes, I know what you mean. The Loki shows.
yeah, that we
Yeah, I
know
know.
they're involved and they're all about the variants and all that stuff. I mean, that makes sense, So
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, I can see that we're like they got to do some shenanigans and.
man, those people have died so many times already.
I know.
I mean, that's the
why
thing, is, like, I
fully
don't-
expect them to die again.
Yeah, that's fine. They'll come back and die again, and I don't care either way. So
No, it
Yeah.
makes a sense, and like even at the end of Deadpool 2, he's going back and killing himself in the Wolverine movie, and
Yeah.
so makes sense. TVA, by the way.
That-
TVA, that's it. I was like TSA.
Sure.
I was like, no, that doesn't make sense.
No, I think, and Mike gets you another chance to see these actors one last time.
I guess I was happy with how they left
had that.
at the end of Days of Future Past, but
Sure, but
And
I
also
mean, it's
Logan.
gonna be funny.
Of
You know, it's gonna be
in-
done funny.
Deadpool 2 also with
Yeah.
that little cameo they made. With the
I mean,
closing
I
the door.
didn't see Deadpool 2. I wasn't interested because
Hmm.
Deadpool kind of annoys me at this point, but I might check it out
Got a
now to see
specific
where they're
way.
going with it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this movie, which won't be out until 2025, I think. So right.
Oh
Is that
yeah.
what it is?
This one is
Be a
yeah, it's
while.
getting stuck
Oh,
by
but
the
they-
strike.
because of the well, they're filming, but you can't ad lib any lines. So because
means you're gonna-
Ryan Reynolds can't because he's part of
The writing, yeah. Team.
the
Which
Writers Guild.
means you're gonna have reshoots like galore for this movie because there's no way Ryan Reynolds can go through a role without doing some ad lib lines. There's no way.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
unless they love what they got, but I doubt it. So,
Yeah, I doubt it too. So
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right.
Hopefully, be fun. Deadpool team did wonders both
Yeah.
times, especially with that first one with the budget they had. Crazy.
So, all right, and that's pretty much it for the Moviecast, folks. There's not a lot of news this week because it's a lot of blockbusters hitting the movie theaters. That's the conversations and these leaks, which could be interesting for the future of the Marvel universe. Really, we'll see where that goes. Interesting. It's gonna be fun. Gamecast is coming up next on Twitch, so please stay tuned for that. And once again, thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys soon.
It's been a